Let's talk systems here for a second, specifically composting systems. So I've tried making a triple bin composting system a couple years back with my buddy Jeff, and it worked okay. I mean, it made compost. Took a while. Constantly had to move it from one bin to another bin to another bin, and that really didn't work for me very well because I travel a lot, and I'd find out that I wouldn't remember to turn it. So I went and got this sucker here, which is kind of a Tumbler system from Urban Garden Center. I got it for like 75 bucks on Facebook Marketplace because I love deals from shopping with my mom and going garage selling all the time as a kid. And this is great, but you know, kind of, you can see here, been composting over the winter, but you have to tumble it a lot, and it gets kind of tough to navigate the lid occasionally, and it gets pretty heavy. And you got to come up with a system that works for you, which is why I kept my eyes peeled for Facebook Marketplace, and I may have found the perfect system for us. Let's take a look. This is like a $600 Reencle. I don't know, Reencle? I don't know. Composting system, but exactly. Spoiler alerts. Facebook Marketplace. I found a guy who Reencle had sent this to him to do a video on it, and he was offering it for $150. Hey Judah, you just knocked open the lid. Auto lid. It's like R2-D2 up in this thing. Look down there. You got some paddles in there that it automatically opens and closes with the sensor here, or you can just lift up the lid, I guess, which makes it easier to use. And the claim is that this thing will turn this stuff into compost within 24 hours. But think of it like your stomach right after you've gotten antibiotics, right? You start with nothing in there and it's kind of nuked. Hey, speaking of antibiotics, yeah.
Cat venom.
Right. So anyways, you're starting with a stomach that's nuked, and you need to start getting positive stuff built up in there, which is when this thing comes into place. So because it didn't come with it, most of these Reencle systems come already with this stuff. But I bought it from somebody, and so I had to go on the Reencle website. Oh, sorry about that. And buy some of this, which is ye old compost starter. So the idea is we're gonna start this thing tonight. Put a little water in it, put that like perfect mixture in there. And then once we're done, we're gonna feed it all the scraps from tonight's dinner. Within 24 hours, we should start having compost, which would be a way better system because I'm not the guy turning it. Reencle here is turning the compost every night. And then I can just slowly add it to the garden. So I'll let you know, check back to see how that works. We're going. So look at that stuff. Got kind of like pellets. It looks like the track at school that you run on. But we're gonna pour it all in there. They say to pour it all in there. Then you add about 6 1/3 cups to that thing and check back on it in about 12 to 16 hours to activate it. And then you should be ready to start typing in there, popping in the kitchen scraps. So let you know. All right, waited the requisite hours. See here, this is kind of the mixture that comes with the 6 1/3 cup of water and the starter. And now we're gonna turn it on, and I got the scraps from last night's meals. So I'm gonna start simple with like garlic paper there, some of the beet greens, cut it into simple pieces. They said to keep it dry as well for best results. So we'll see whether they can turn this into compost in 24 hours. So a couple tidbits about this machine. Looks like ideally you want to add only about 1.5 to 2 pounds per day. You want to avoid a lot of salted or saucy foods. And there's a couple different, like if it gets too bogged down with water, there's a drying button, which is kind of nice. So that seems to be the basics of it. It does say that you want to cut your scraps up into smaller batches. like banana peels and cabbage leaves, which is fine because a lot of times I just get stuff when I'm chopping stuff up, so I'll just chop it into finer pieces when I'm prepping my food anyway, so that'll work fine. And then it tells you a little bit about what's good, what's not. So there you go. All right, first batch in the hole. See how it goes. All right, so this bad boy's been going for, I don't know, since yesterday sometime. Not gonna lie, I've been checking on it all day. Like watching it like a grandma. Hey, watch muffins kind of cook. But you can see here, I put all these food scraps in there. Let's see. I mean, it's weird. It's like dry. And it's like breaking it down. And that's in less than 24 hours. So, we might have a winner here. I'll check back in a couple more days. Penny, Psycho Cat, say hello to everybody. Everybody, Penny. Okay, not gonna lie, I've been bit like a grandma checking her muffins in the oven this week with what I like to call the house's stomach. Ooh, likes to do that a lot. I'm going to open it up here and take a good hard look at what we've got. So this has been a couple of days worth of activity in here. So there's some recent stuff in here. Kind of looks a bit like sawdust a little bit. And that had me concerned because I've been watching these videos online where people take and they try to grow stuff in this. And I was worried that this was actually just a food dehydrator and shredder like some of those other brands. But I went on the Reencle site and they said that it's really a patented process of composting, accelerating the composting process, not just dehydrating. But that got me thinking even more, which was, you know, our stomachs work where you got the stomach and then you got the small intestine and then, or the large intestine, and you got them, and it eventually works all the way throughout to the colon, right? Well, what if you had one of those dehydrators, which I don't think this is, but even if it was, this is just dehydrated like plant matter, right? So if we took this and put it out into our tumbler system with the right browns and greens and moisture content, then we should be able to let it sit there and it eventually would turn into compost with all the, you know, microorganism things that you need to add it to the soil amendment. So maybe that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this out there, add it to the tumbler, just to be safe. All right, off from the stomach in the house to the small intestine in the yard. There you go, buddy. Yum, yum. Eat up. I think we got a system.